Can you join the Chinese Empire and then take over the Celestial Throne? And yeah, I don't know what it is, but apparently anyone in the Eastern religion, including Japan, can make a run for the Empire of China. So I don't know if we have to be on the mainland or how it works. You know, at some point we'll probably come in through Korea, and then who knows. Friends in need. Okay, so we could be very friendly to our neighbor, but we'd lose 25 admin power. Or we can say, screw you. So the question is, Ogasawara, who are you, and do I care about you? This is someone I'm sucking up to at this time. I don't think we give up admin power. I don't need them to like me that badly. Independent daimyo government has actual samurai infantry unit with katanas. Oh, cool. Yeah, no, I think I've got to say no. Because admin. Sorry, buddy. I know you don't like me quite as much, but that'll wear off relatively soon. And we're doing improved relations and stuff with you, so it's going to be okay. So really, we're waiting around for 1554 right now. I'm just chilling. If you want a much faster start in the Japan area, I'd say play as one of the daimyos. Like, play as these guys. Play as these guys and just, like, declare wars and go crazy. Sure, maybe the Emperor will tell you to commit suicide a few times. That's okay. The requirement for the Chinese Empire CB is having a border with China/current Emperor. Okay. Okay, that makes total sense. So if we had land currently adjacent to Ming, then we could declare war on Ming for the title of the Celestial Empire, or Emperor, which does remove all reforms if it switches hands through war, apparently. Sale of titles! Ah! You know what I forgot to do? I forgot to boost my stability. I always boost my stability to +1, and especially here, we've got a 20% discount to doing this. I always boost it to +1, and I've just forgotten over here. Because that is really cheap. So, no matter what, someone will like us or hate us a little bit. The Bushi, if I upset them, they will go below 40, which affects my manpower recovery rate, but they'll bounce back pretty quick, so it's not the end of the world. I don't know how much it matters to go up to +2 stability. The thing is, 80 for a +1 stability is pretty damn cheap. I'm tempted to hit the button and then take the +1 stability on top of that. End up at a +2. A little more tax dollars. Yeah, boosting them 2. That's what I'm leaning towards. I really like stability. And I don't care if the merchant guilds lose that loyalty. It's actually much better to have the Bushi have higher stability or higher loyalty right now. Lock in that, that manpower recovery speed. I like. All right, so we have a little bit of extra money. We can build another ship over here. Yep, I like it. Don't want to go too low. Ideally, we'd like to avoid taking out a loan. Quill sets himself up for a common event. +2 is twice as good as +1. That's right. Now, I don't buy my way up to +2. But I definitely buy my way up to +1. And the reason I always go to +1 instead of 0, I mean, obviously negative stability is bad, because you get twice as much unrest penalty from negative stability as you do from positives. So being negative stability is really bad. And whenever your king dies, you're going to go from, say, 0 to -1. So then you'll buy yourself from -1 to +0. So over the course of the game, you're going to hit the increased stability button 30 times based on how many times your ruler dies. Well, why don't you just press the button one time sooner, just a little earlier, so you're sitting at +1 instead of 0. You're still going to push it the same amount of time over the course of the game, but then you get to reap the benefits of being at +1 stability instead of 0 stability. So, yeah. So we're at +200 with one of these guys. I'm going to keep the diplomat there just to max it out and lock it in to make sure it doesn't dip below 190 right when we were ready to annex it and be really annoyed. Birth and privilege. So we got another event here for Neo-Confucian ideas. The spread of Neo-Confucian ideals in our society has led to a number of men of humble origins rising to positions of intellectual influence. One of the more prominent scholars of this age is himself the son of a Ronin, and along with other Confucian scholars, he is intent on making learning more widely available through public lectures and books written in simple language. In many ways, this is a challenge to the old social order, where learning was a privilege reserved for the families of the right lineages. This is an initiative we must support. This would move us a little bit more open and give us a 10% discount to advisor costs. I think that applies to my current ones in terms of their maintenance, which is pretty nice. Or we cannot allow social order to be threatened in this way. This will move us to more closed, give us 10 legitimacy right away. I think I'm going to go for the first one, because it might save us a little bit of bucks. It might cancel the other decision we made in terms of, like, the borders. And I don't need 10 legitimacy right now. Unless we insta-pass one of the Japan laws, which takes my legitimacy by 10. So again, give us the 1-2. 1-2 in chat as to which option we should go. People are leaning 1 very early. Cheaper advisor, knowledge is everything. I'm very tempted to go 1, is what I think I'm going to do. Push buttons. All right, I think it's pretty clear 1 is definitely still leading. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. We'll save a few bucks. And that's going to be okay. Meanwhile, though, we're very much on the urge of pushing a button. And the question is, what button do we actually push? If we went for more Diplo rep, our vassals would like us more. They would also get... Oh, -1 relations. Oh, that's interesting. It's not -1 Diplo rep. They get -1 relations, so harder time keeping as many allies, which does weaken them, which is interesting. Higher Diplo rep means they will like me more. Whoops, cancel. Higher Diplo rep means they will like me more. And when we do annex, we will annex a lot faster. I don't think we're going to do the Liberty Desire reduction. Sword Hunt is the other interesting option, though. We get a lot more, like, just manpower. I think it increases our max manpower. I'm not sure. It doesn't say max. It just says manpower increase. So maybe it's just a sudden boost to our manpower. Then we get the force limit, but again, I'm sort of keeping my military maintenance maxed out right now, so... Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't have to rush right away. I'm going to be watching the chat to see what people have to say. Open country, better future. Yeah, probably. I do the rep one once you can start integrating. Yeah, I mean, we're on the cusp of hitting 100. I want to hit the button when we hit there, because I don't want to waste legitimacy, right? But yeah. Oh, our first... Okay. Our first daimyo has declared war. Usugi? I don't know, this guy has declared war on Utsunomiya. So if I click on you... Okay, they've declared war over here, and they're probably going to win. So they have declared war using their permanent CB that all the daimyos have. Onin War. The tensions between daimyo have spiraled out of control, and now war has broken out. The ramifications of this are felt throughout the Japanese islands, as our daimyos begin to take sides and alliances are brought into play. Whoever may win this current civil war, however, it is clear that to all our subjects that we were too weak to prevent it. If we do not ensure that we reestablish the authority over the warring parties, it is quite likely that this great war of the Onin period will result in a prolonged period of strife and warfare between our daimyos. We must stamp out this Sengoku Jidai before the country is torn apart. So we get this blue text about people can take over the shogunate, but it isn't necessarily relevant. We get the Sengoku Jidai until, wow, 30 years of this, which is going to reduce army tradition decay, which is good, but we lose 20 legitimacy. So much for hitting those buttons. Now, on the other hand, as far as I know, this has not given us a CB. What I could do, tell you what, I'm going to cancel this improved relations here for a second, because that's already capped out. Oh, he would royal marriage now. That's interesting. This big dude is no longer disloyal. So, as far as I know, there's no buttons here. If I go to declare war, I don't have a CB over them. I could potentially ask them to Sudoku. Yep, I'm totally on board. We're calling it Sudoku from now on. It may have to wait... there we go. So, warmongering daimyos are shame to their clan. Death is the only honorable resort. If we force that person to commit Sudoku, his successor should see the benefits of a more peaceful path. This will give them 5 times their new ruler's monarch skill and monarch points. That would give us monarch points. But it's going to increase their liberty desired by 15%. They're quite big. They're loyal right now, which is interesting. So I don't know. I know chat wants us to, force him to kill himself. Yeah, as far as I can tell, I can't force peace. I can't get involved. I can't force peace. I can only force him to kill himself. Well, he might say no. And he's going to get more liberty desire, but... You know what? If he wants to bring the war to me... You know what? Let's hit the button. We can't not hit the button. Hit the button. Oh, it worked! He did it! Because now I can't hit it again because it says he hasn't declared a single war. So this new ruler has now done it. He's got a regency. He's got a regency council now. His queen is in charge. The heir is... I don't know how old. But we got 5 times those points. So it gave us 15 admin, 15 diplo, and 20 military power. But that's all we can do at this time. And our legitimacy dropped, so I'm not going to hit another one. I'm not going to hit the button quite yet. We got 5 years before we can start annexing, though, so that's okay. They added daimyo models as well? I don't know what you mean by that. Oh, did it say age 3? Oh, over there! I was looking at the tooltip. I was like, surely the tooltip's going to tell me how old they are. There, that's where it says 0. So he's just turned 4 now. Excellent. So it's going to be a long time. Like, he can finish this war. He won't start another one for a while, so, yeah, alright, that's going to be good. No one else has started any shit yet. Support for dissidents abroad. So we're getting another religious event here. We have been contacted by a variety of dissidents from other states. These dissidents claim to have vast supporters who just need some cash. They are most likely lying. Despite this, their claims have excited many influential people at our court. Supporting these dissidents probably won't accomplish anything other than antagonizing the other state, but failure to support could give a bad impression. We can support for 6 ducats. That's not bad. Or decline and lose prestige. No! We support. Here, have your money. We got lots of money. Actually, we got so much money. We need to build some more ships. So one of the questions will be, do we build a fort in Kyoto? It's going to be an interesting question. It's not very good terrain. It's just farmland. Ooh. Ming's a great power, so doing influence. Korea's spying on us. Okay. Fine, fine, fine. Where's the age of discovery bar? So the game, I explained at the start of the stream, the game is now divided into 4 ages. We're currently in the age of discovery. There are a variety of things you can do that will give you a... Oh, Ming! An Oirite. Ming won a forced tributary state. Interesting. There are a variety of things you can do that give you boosts towards this. It starts earning you splendor points that you can spend to unlock a variety of awesome, awesome buffs for your country that will last until the end of the age. Also, by completing these, you do keep around a little bit of a boost to power projection. Not enough to send us to the next level or anything like that, but it's going to be okay. I suppose I should be Ming. Ming, you are stupid and you smell like poo. So I'm going to insult you, and I should embargo you, even though it makes, like, no difference here. Because we're not going to get above 25%, 25 power projection, which would be nice. I mean, you still get some for every point of power projection, you get something. But 25 and 50 are the breakpoints. We don't really need the +1 leader without upkeep. 50 is, of course, the huge one, because you get the +1 to all powers. Yes, issue embargo against Ming. I mean, I suppose that gives them the CB. So does insulting them. But screw them! It's like that comic of, like, that little tiny dude with, like, the missile who, like, throws it at someone's foot. And he's like, come at me, bro. That's us. Someone else. Satake is the one that's declared the war, yes? Satake declared the war. Satake! Listen! Hey! You are acting dishonorably. This is going to start upsetting too many of my vassals, though. Tough. Give me monarch points. Hey, another regency! Ha ha! Sudoku everything. We're going to do puzzles on everyone. We are getting close to our military tech, which is nice. Okay, almost done another ship, so we'll do this. It's annoying me a little bit that the ships aren't really doing a good job of combining. There we go. There's no reason not to grab... Well! We might be able to get to a 10% discount if we just wait. We're not in the war now. We have to hit this button when we go to war. But there's no reason to push this button early, is there? If we get really lucky, maybe someone else will get a higher military tech And we'll get a 10% discount, I suppose. Spy networks. Spy networks. Money's still going up pretty well. That's good. And that's with only one advisor. No. Oh, the Navy finally combined. Nice. Build another ship. Why can't I hit this button? Oh, not enough sailors. Wow. How often do you see that? We only have one coastal province, so that's part of it. Date's got a rival. People are doing spy things. Yeah, we're just gonna chill. We're gonna chill. No one can declare war if everyone's in a Regency Council. The Renaissance will happen soon, and that's one of the things we're gonna have to decide. When the Renaissance hits, do we spam development in our capital so that we can get the Renaissance here faster? I think the answer has to be yes. Also, it's worth noting that one of the Age of Discovery goals is to have a province with at least 30 development, which we're going to get partially there. Oh, speaking of, there's the Renaissance, right? Because it starts at 1450. After that, it can start to appear. So, the Renaissance has happened. So, do we spam the hell out of development in Kyoto to get the Renaissance to spawn faster? I think the answer is yes. Now, the question does become, though, make the burghers have 60. Right, because you can decrease development costs. But I can't. You should spam in trade center development and move your capital as well. Well, I don't know if we're not moving our capital now. Going to the coast, there's no advantage doing that to our coastal province. I mean, later on we probably have to, because some trade flows into here. The question becomes, I guess, late in the game, do we move our capital to Beijing? Because more of the trade from here will eventually ultimately flow into here, including some backflow from Canton. But nothing, like, you get Girin flows into Nippon, and that's about it. Does the coastal province belong to an estate? Oh, it does not. Oh, I can't give it to the Merchant Guild. Why? It has to have at least 10 development. Or trade, or be a government. So, and then that's the thing, is maybe not rushing the Renaissance, but instead get a couple of techs. Probably not worth 5% discount. We're going to spend for a lot. I think I might hold off for now. So, in this case, though, is before the tech penalty gets too bad, I'm going to go ahead and get the military technology. Because we can't say no to that. So, we're definitely going to go... Ooh, influenza. We're going to get our next level of military tech before the cost starts to go up. And what we don't want to do is spend the development on a province and not get the frickin' tactics improvement. Next level is also really good because it's a big boost to our soldiers. We get more pips and more infantry shock as well, which is really valuable. So I think we had to do that. So we can still sit on our hands for a little bit and consider. The other thing too, though, both pros and cons, is the sooner we get Renaissance here, the sooner it spreads to everyone else in our place, assuming we have good relations. We could go around insulting people or something, but I don't know. Influenza. We will quarantine the port, I suppose. Don't want that shit to spread. Bourgeoisie requests privileges. The bourgeois class has grown increasingly resentful of the power of the noble families, and particularly the lack of opportunities in the higher ranks of government. Oh, this is a way we could get our merchant guild stuff. This way it loses admin power, this way it loses diplo power. Normally, I would go with option 2 all the time, because I don't care about diplo power as much. I care about the noble estates more than the merchants, but in this case, the other way around is actually an excellent idea. So we're going to do that. Because it is at 60... Yeah. Because at 60, influence is the breakpoint where you get the second thingy. And at more... Or sorry, at 60, loyalty is the breakpoint where you get the second thingy. And then at different influence levels is when these numbers get better. So our development cost goes down. If we got their influence higher, then the development cost discount would be more significant. And it's still something we could consider in this province over here. Have one question. Where's Petra? Yeah, people had figured it out. It's like, I don't remember. Somewhere over here, right? That's a pretty big area. All right, we got lots of money. Ships. We have one going on. Oh yeah, still not enough sailors. Wow. Meritocracy. From a young age, Yoshimasa has been studying Confucian texts and listening to Neo-Confucian lectures. As the shogun of the Ashikaga, he now has... Oh, is that me? Or my son? That's me. As the shogun of the Ashikaga, he now has the ability to put many of these philosophical principles to work. An ambitious scheme would be to root out those of little competence who hold influence in our realm solely on the basis of birth and the ancient ties of loyalty between our families. Of course, our loyal vassals would likely see this as ingratitude and unwarranted hostility. Option 1, slightly more open. We get the meritocracy bonus for 10 years, which is more national unrest, but greater autonomy change. Neither one seems relevant. Or we can support those loyal to us, which makes us more closed and decreases national unrest. I think I'm going to err towards more open overall. So we've done 2 opens and 1 closed, so we'll see what that does for us. Check when the merchant gets below 60. There, it's below 60 now. But, I mean, if we give them this province, we can boost them back up. It'll also give them substantial influence, which might move them over a breakpoint. So, we've got a tech here. We still don't have a cost penalty. We do need Diplo at some point to annex, but I think we can grab this marketplace tech right now. The plus 10 trade range is actually meaningful because it actually does open up another option, I think. So, we're going to grab this. Boom. If we look here, yeah, this gives us the ability to start doing work in Girin. And Girin is interesting because it can flow into our primary trade node. So I could send a merchant here to do that. And I think that's what we're going to do, because I've got this guy to collect over here, but he basically does nothing. He's giving us like 5 cents. So what we're going to do, now we've already hit the maximum of 5 nations that are trying to pull trade over here. So getting someone else to transfer is not that meaningful, but it's still overall going to be better. So we're going to leave Hangzhou over here, do that. I think I'm going to keep my guy collecting over here, because I think the extra percentage is probably worthwhile. Right, I've had this idle diplomat for a bit. I should really send him somewhere. What I should do is, yeah, you're still good. And it's still 54, right? So a couple of years. I could go and buff up the improved relations again. Again, just to keep them, like, pinned well above 200. I'm going to do that because I'm not doing anything right now. So do we send ships over here, is the question. We've got supply range. And, I mean, it does count, yeah, it does count as a C node. So we can send ships there. No, we want more percentage ownership over our current one. Derp, 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 derp. How many sailors do I need? Gaining 1 each month. Oh my gosh. That's it. Better not lose my ships. You know what I'm thinking? I'm actually going to tell these guys to go home at war. We're going to be careful about what we do with these ships. Since building them is fine. It's just the manpower requirement. Yeah, Japan does look really interesting. And I know one of the things is, clearly we're going a bit of a slower start. If you want to rush and conquer all Japan, start as daimyo. We're gonna play the diplomatic game and see how it goes. You know, we're pretty close to starting a lot of annexations, actually. A lot. Privateer Ming. Now that's an idea. The Beijing trade node. I don't think we have the reach for that. Oh, we do, actually. Yeah, you know what? That's the way to do it. We're going to privateer Ming. And you too. Privateer Beijing. We're going to see. I suspect that'll be more money. So last month we made 0.93 ducats. So we're going to wait until October 1st and then see what our trade numbers are. Oh, we're October now. So, okay, we lost 0.6 ducats. But how much are we getting from spoils of war, which should be all privateering? 1.5. Now, at some point, they'll start to defend against that with some heavies or something like that. Although heavies are expensive, and it's early in the game. So we're definitely making more money. Lovely. Not enough. Not enough sailors. How much do you need? We need 50 sailors for a bark. Okay. And we're getting one per month. It's going to take a while. Alright, 2 years away from being able to integrate people. Legitimacy is going up. Probably when we start the integration, legitimacy be damned, I'm going to hit the button over here for the +3 Diplo rep so that we can annex super fast. Most likely, the second we can change this... Oh, 64, I was going to say, because we will need more Diplo power to be able to afford doing all that, because we did just tech up. But that's going to be okay. So yeah, there's still no institution penalty. There it is, the 1%. So we'll have to decide... Oh. People being bad. Oh, I can't. He's at 53 Liberty Desire, so I can't tell him to go and make puzzles instead of war. Make puzzles, not war. That's going to be our tagline here.